Going through the men, or he has a little pause here right now, but let's go to Fred Duval.
It feels like I'm going through the flood. That's what it feels
Okay.
like. And that's something I wanted to ask you about. What are the changes that men go through in terms of menopause, and what are some of the symptoms and conditions?
Well, it's somewhat subtle, and it can be as simple as insomnia, irrational behavior,
And when you say insomnia, that's the inability to go to sleep.
inability to stay asleep.
Okay.
You wake up often.
You wake up often. You're tired. You lose hair. You start thinning.
You holler at your wife and your children?
Yeah, you holler a lot.
May not wanna go to
we
work.
call those mood swings.
Okay, mood swings, okay.
They're mood swings. A lot of times men become depressed, and it's linked through research that they are depressed, and sometimes they act out in a way that we call the midlife crisis.
Would they resort to chemical use or abuse, drugs, alcohol?
Usually it's confusion,
Okay.
and confusion being that, I'm getting older, something is happening to my body, and they may seek some validation via another female companion.
What's the age that a male may feel that?
Well, the peak age is 40.
Okay.
50 is about the norm that the man may start seeing the
Now,
signs.
why did you get into, you're female, you're a nurse, I would think that a male doctor would probably pursue this more than a female. I mean, was that something that brought this on into your consciousness, or you just decided to work on it as a field of study, this booklet, The Man-Male Menopause?
Well, that's the problem. We do have men physicians, but they're also men.
Okay, so they deny, they're living in
they
denial?
they're in denial also, so they don't broach the subject with their clients.
Okay.
I've
So-
heard many men say that this menopause thing is a woman thing. And that men, because they have high levels of testosterone, that this is not the kind of stuff that happens to a normal, healthy male, and that if you are having these issues, there must be something
So
wrong.
there are men who don't believe. There are men who have been non-believers. Are there any men that you've met besides Fred, as a non-believer?
There are many.
There are many?
There are many, and in my study, I found that 55% of my respondents did not know.
They're non-believers.
Well, they did not know
Okay.
that there was a term called male
Okay,
menopause.
right.
They were very accepting of female menopause.
Okay.
Yes.
But not accepting of male menopause. So that's why I based my book on research
Okay.
to show them that there's studies that have been done.
Okay.
And yes, they do have high testosterone levels,
Okay.
but they don't understand that they decline,
Yeah.
All
just
right.
like women in estrogen.
Okay.
Let's take a phone call or two and give that number, take a break. We'll come back. We got a man who said he was not a believer, then maybe he changed his mind. I just wonder when we come back. Wait up just a minute. You're going to meet another gentleman who has something to say about this whole business of man menopause. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi, this is Eric Jones here, and welcome to WHPR 88.1 FM, TV 33, and Comcast Channel 20, home to Power Talk.
It's a hot show, hot stuff here with Dr. Vicki Salter. We're talking about the man-male menopause and the lost libido. What's the lost libido? What's that about?
Well, the lost libido is a Greek word for the lack of desire,
Lack of desire.
and that's pertaining to sex.
Okay, so you mean that during this period that a man might go more and play golf and bowl and be with the boys and not be involved in any kind of love, sweet stuff with his mate? That really goes down that way, huh?
It basically means that the mind is ready, but the body will not comply.
Got a guy here who we sort of talked to before the show. Clayton is here, and we'll just leave the name Clayton there, and you'll be surprised. Clayton, tell us, how did you feel at the time that you had the experience of talking to Dr. Salter about this whole concept of the male menopause? Were you a believer or non-believer?
Okay, well, at first I was a non-believer. I was
Okay.
forced to read this book. I'm not really a book reader, but this is my wife.
Okay, I was going to give it a surprise. Okay.
And I was forced to read the book, and I had a lot of the symptoms, but I would like to ask her one question, though. And we call it the father time. And I'd like to know if there any truth in we call it the father time, when we can't, you know, perform.
You say we call
So
it
we
the
go to
father time?
That's what we call it,
Okay, when you said we, the male,
male.
and the father is F-A-T-H-E-R, time, like
Yes.
father time, you've gotten to the
Yes.
point where you feel that you can't function. Okay,
Exactly.
go ahead.
And I'd like
Right.
to know if there's any truth in that. Is that a myth, you know, is that something we use?
It's just a palatable word that men have given to male menopause.
Okay.
Something that they can say that will not really allow them to admit to male menopause.
Okay.
But they can say father time.
Okay.
Same thing as
Rip
midlife
Van
crisis.
Winkle is caught up with us, and so,
Right.
you know.
So what's happening? What's going on with my body?
Yes.
So they'll say father time is coming in.
Validate those symptoms for us, Clayton. Is it true what she said in her book about the irritability and et cetera?
Well, it is true. I had a lot of the signs which I didn't know. And I believe that if you read this book, a lot of marriages can be saved from this book. And women should buy this book because they can help their husband going through denial. I was in denial until I read the book. So,
What did you do to get yourself out of that state of saying this is not true? Besides reading the book, was there anything else?
right, well, there's a certain thing that you can do that when you can't perform, you know, there's a lot of things on the market that a man can get to enhance his ability to perform. And, you know, you should read the book. It's
Okay.
And we call those quick fixes
Quick fixes, okay.
or the Band-Aid.
All right, we got some more folks who want to talk, want to take a quick fix. That means a break and come back. Eric Jones has come on. He wants a quick fix. He wants to know what to do. Eric Jones right after this. Take a break. We'll be back.